this year we are going to celebrate the 160th anniversary of the consecration of Bishop Samuel Ajayi Crowder. Bishop Samuel was the one that brought the gospel of Christ to this part of the world in 1857, and through his ministry we became a diocese. He was consecrated bishop, the first ever African bishop in the world, the first Nigerian bishop throughout all denominations in the world. He was the first bishop of the diocese on the Niger. He was consecrated the bishop of Niger territories on June 29, 1864. But something happened, because you know that all these years, diocese on the Niger has not been celebrating anniversaries. Have you heard of the celebration of diocese on the Niger anniversary before? What we celebrate is CMS anniversary. CMS anniversary is not celebration of our anniversary as a diocese. And the reason why we have not been celebrating is that there was a manipulation. Something went wrong. It wasn't caused by anybody, but by foreign missionaries who didn't like Crowder. The time came when they blackmailed Crowder because he was a black. There was a story one of our lecturers told us what the white people normally do before. It is changing, but it has not changed 100%. There is this racism that is always rampant. This lecturer told us, he was a professor, a priest. He said he traveled with joy to the foreign land. He was so excited that he wanted to worship God in one of the churches he has been reading about in history. So he walked inside the church. Normally the white people, they come on time. They don't come late. If it is 9 o'clock service, by 9 o'clock all of them are seated and the service will start. It's only the Africans that will be coming after 9. So, but for him, he was there on time too. As the about to start the church, he went and sat at one of the pews. White people were sitting in front, sitting at the back, sitting around, and he came and sat down, knelt down to pray. By the time he opened his eyes, all the white men in front, at the back, beside him, had all left. And he stayed alone throughout the service. Nobody came near. But they were all worshiping God, and the service was very interesting. But he felt very sad. That was what they did to Crowder. It came a time, though he was a bishop, they came and said he was encouraging idolatry. They said that why should Africans be using drums to play? Why should they use ogede? Why should they even dance? They should only play organ. They should only do like white people. But you have encouraged them to play ogene, play all kinds of musical, worldly instruments. And they almost suspended him. they so harassed him that his work ended sadly, and he died of a broken heart. December 31, 1891. Heart attack. Because all his efforts, all his work were played down. And after him, no other black man was allowed to be bishop. The person that replaced him was Joseph Sidney Hill. That one didn't last because mosquito and all kinds of things taught him that this is Africa. And then the next person was Tugwell. Yes, he survived. But because of all those things, he didn't want to recognize the episcopacy of Crowder. And it followed for many years till almost even now, because when you go to the record of Church of Nigeria, they talk about Crowder, but in written record, episcopally, there is no record of the ministry of Crowder in Church of Nigerian records. Because what the white men did later favored Lagos. They started talking about Lagos because they didn't want to believe that an African will be the first bishop in this land. So, however, 10 years ago, at the Cathedral of Canterbury, when the 150th anniversary of his consecration was held, to the glory of God, I was selected to attend that service by Church of Nigeria at Canterbury. So we were there, and because it was there that he was consecrated. During the message, the sermon, the Archbishop of Canterbury apologized publicly for all the errors, all the mistakes, and all the wrongs done on Crowder. He said, we didn't do right. Somebody that was lawfully elected, consecrated, and sent to champion the diocese on the Niger and all the territories in the Niger area, that we there didn't acknowledge his work, but we now apologized. So with that apology, we now started making research and saw that some of the things we have been writing in our history was wrong, and we said it must be corrected. By the grace of God, we wrote an article that has been published internationally, stating clearly that diocese on the Niger is the first diocese in Nigeria. We now said we have to possess our possessions. 1864 is the day we are giving birth to. And Crowder was our first bishop, followed by Joseph Sidney Hill, followed by Bishop Tugwell, followed by Bishop Lasbury, followed by Patterson, followed by Uzodike, followed by Onyemelukwe, followed by Bishop Ken, followed by that person. So, we are going to celebrate Crowder. We are going to celebrate our diocese. And from this year forward, every 29th June, we'll be celebrating the diocese on the Niger. We have shared with the primates of the Church of Nigeria. We are expecting that on 28th June, he will arrive. 29th, which is the actual celebration, we are going to unveil, or he will unveil the statue of Crowder that will be at the main road there. It will be a significant landmark in Anambra State and in Onitsha. This full statue of Bishop Samuel Ajayi Crowder. Because he was the one that brought light here. He was the one that brought the education. He was the one that brought development. There's no way we can subdue him. There's no way we can put him aside. Yes, he was a Yoruba man, but what he did for us cannot be counted. So we are going to show the world that something happened here many years ago. So on Sunday, 30th June, we will do the Thanksgiving all in this cathedral. So prepare yourself. It's going to be a huge celebration that we are 160 years as a diocese. May God bless you and bless diocese on the Niger. Amen.